What's up, my fellow mountain athletes? High five for showing up to today's live stream guided coaching training session with me, Anthony LaRubio from Recal Training. I'm happy that you're here. Many of you have asked, and finally I'm delivering. Today's session is all about recovery. Now, before we get into the guided breathing part of what we're about to do in regards to recovery, let's talk about the 3 R's of recovery as we define it here at Recal, which there's another R, so call it the 4 R's. The first R in recovery means reoxygenate. We want to reoxygenate the muscles through first getting oxygen higher in the blood. And this is particularly relevant if you're at altitude and those blood oxygen saturation levels are low. The second R in the 3 R's of recovery is reacidify. This means that we can increase the carbon dioxide that's in the blood, and therefore we can channel the Bohr effect, which effectively means that the oxygen gets out of the blood and into the muscle tissue that requires it for recovery. And the last R in this equation is reboot. How do we reboot our nervous system? Downshift it to that parasympathetic state so that it can reset, you can mentally detox, and prepare for whatever it is that's coming next in your life, in training, on the mountain, etc. These are the recovery principles that we have used to help hundreds of athletes climb some of the highest mountains in the world and finish some of the most grueling ultra marathons. So get yourself ready to take all 3 of these R principles. We're going to put them together in one session today that is going to last about 20 minutes. And hopefully by the end, you'll feel recovered, rebooted, and ready to take on the rest of your day. Lastly, as a warning, today's training session will involve some controlled hyperventilation. And if at any point you feel that lightheadedness feeling, maybe that tingling sensation that might come up during that is too much, go ahead and pause, take a few normal breaths, and you can come back and rejoin us whatever time feels right for you. That is going to be during that reoxygenation portion of our recovery. So we'll begin today's session actually on the ground. So why don't you go ahead and make your way there? Maybe that's sitting on a yoga mat. Maybe that's just in a comfortable place on the ground, whatever feels right to you. I'm going to go ahead and switch some of my configuration, both my headphones as well as my camera. So from that ground position, go ahead and lay down. I want your feet to be flat on the ground like this, and your knees at roughly a 90-degree angle. We're starting with that first R, which means reoxygenate. So we're going to do from this position, this is the safest position to do some controlled hyperventilation. We're going to increase the blood oxygen saturation levels in the blood. Again, this is super important if you're at altitude in any way, and still it can be important if you're not in any sort of recovery setting that you're trying to achieve recovery for the body. So in order to do these hyperventilation breaths, I want you to put one hand up on your chest, one hand on your belly. Let's begin with a quote unquote breath wave like motion for the breathing here. So breathing through your nose on an inhale, deeply inhale, feel the belly rise. That means you're engaging the diaphragm properly with that breath. And then just let the air fall out of your mouth. Again, take a deep inhale through the nose, feel the belly rise, and out through the mouth. Good. Now we're going to bring air into the belly on this inhale, but continue the inhale into your chest. Exhale, let it go. In through the nose, feel that hand on your belly rise, then the hand on your chest. Let it go through your mouth. We're going right into this circular breathing. Feel the breath wave like motion. Again, this is the re-oxygenate portion of the breathing. We're going to do 5 more breaths just like that. 4 more breaths. 3 more breaths. Last 2 like that. And 1, take a deep breath in. Let it go out. That is the reoxygenate portion of recovery breathing. If you're wearing a pulse oximeter, you may notice your blood oxygen saturation levels are probably at about 99 doing that type of breathing. Now we're going to engage that second R in recovery breathing. We're going to re-acidify the blood, which simply means we're going to increase the amount of carbon dioxide that's in the blood. So with me, still from that laying down position, go ahead and put your index finger, your pointer finger, just beneath your nose, resting on your upper lip. I want you to take a couple of normal breaths in and out through the nose and feel the air as it runs across your finger on the way in and then back out across your finger on the way out. Now begin to slow down your breathing to the point that you can barely feel the air as it runs across your finger on the way in and then back out across your finger on the way out. As you slow down your breathing, we're looking to invite the sensation of air hunger, that feeling like you need to take a big breath. This is an indication that carbon dioxide levels are rising in the blood, which is re-acidifying the blood, as opposed to that hyperventilation that we just did, which actually makes the blood more alkaline. We are now making it more acidic. And that is going to effectively drop the pH of the blood, which helps oxygen hop off of the hemoglobin in your red blood cells that are flowing through your blood and into the muscle tissue. So anytime we're looking to oxygenate our muscles, it's a 2-stage process. We need to get oxygen into the blood, and then we need to get oxygen out of the blood and into the muscles. This is how we're going to do it. Continue to breathe slowly. Maybe you already feel that sensation of air hunger. Continue with this style of very light, slow breathing for the next minute. You're doing great. This is supposed to be challenging. You're straddling that line between comfort and discomfort. If your breathing becomes too erratic, go ahead and take a couple of normal breaths and then drop into that slow pace of breathing whenever you're ready. You've got 30 more seconds. Feel the air lightly come in through the nose. Feel the air lightly go out. 10 more seconds now. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and relax your hand off of your nose. Take a few normal breaths now, right? That is an exercise called breathe light. It helps with that re-acidification of the blood. We're going to go through this cycle of those 2 breathwork exercises again. So we're going to get the oxygen back into the blood, and then we're going to get the oxygen out of the blood and into the muscle tissue once again. Then we're going to end with that third R, which is the reboot of the into parasympathetic nervous system. So once again, from one hand on the chest, one hand on the belly. Go ahead and breathe deeply in through your nose. Fill up the belly first, then the chest. Let the air go through your mouth. Again, belly, chest, out. Inhale, belly, chest. Let the air go. That's that wave like motion. Continue with this breathing. Once again, if you feel lightheaded, if you feel tingling sensations, even if you feel some muscle stiffness up in the face or in the hands, that is to be expected doing some controlled hyperventilation like we're doing. If those are overwhelming sensations for you, just take a few normal breaths and rejoin us when you're ready. Continue breathing for 5 more breaths now. 4 more breaths. 3 more breaths. You've got 2 more. Make this the 2 deepest ones yet. Deeply in. Let it go. Last one. Deeply in. Let it go. And relax your hands back to your sides. Take 1 or 2 normal breaths now before we begin that reacidification through breathe light. You're doing great so far. Now, when you're ready, you can join me once again by placing that finger beneath your nose, resting on your upper lip. If this is not the first time that you've done breathe light before and you don't need your nose to help with that slowing down of the breathing, you can go ahead and leave that to the side. But always begin breathe light by taking a couple of normal breaths in through the nose and then a normal breath out, just so you can feel that sensation of air coming in and that air going out. And now that you have that baseline of what that air feels like, begin to slow down your breathing to the pace that you can barely feel the air going in and going out. You're here with me for the next 2 minutes. You can do this. Just make a mental model of what you're doing right now. You're reacidifying the blood and you're allowing oxygen to get out of the blood, off the hemoglobin in your red blood cells, and into the muscle tissue. That muscle tissue that you are trying to help recover. You have less than a minute and a half left. You're breathing so slowly you can barely feel that sensation of air as it passes through your nose. Do your best to control the breathing, especially at the top of the inhale and the bottom of the exhale. Those are the trickiest points for us to control the breath. You might notice your diaphragm could be contracting as it's trying to force you to take deeper breaths. Do your best to control that. You've got 40 more seconds. 30 more seconds. 15 seconds left. Hold on for 10 more seconds now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can go ahead and allow your natural breathing pace to come back to you. I'll give you another high five for pushing through in a very quiet, meditative way through that breathe light exercise. Now we're going to move on to something that's going to downshift the nervous system. This is your reboot portion of the 3 R's of recovery breathing. What we're going to do here is a very simple exercise where we're going to extend the exhale for longer than we're inhaling for. So we're going to begin with, say, a 4-second inhale and then maybe a 6-second exhale. So go ahead with me. Do a 4-second inhale, 3, 2, 1, and a 6-second exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and inhale. And exhale. End of the exhale. Take that normal inhale. 3, 2, 1, and exhale. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And inhale. And exhale. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. And exhale. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. After this next inhale, maybe you extend the exhale even longer for 7 seconds. You're just observing the breath, extending your exhale. Continue with this for the next 20 seconds or so. And then we're going to reset and do something slightly different again as a reboot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Go ahead and take a couple of normal breaths. We're going to do something called a physiological sigh, which is a double inhale through the nose and then an exhale through the mouth. This helps to reboot the nervous system as well. So, with me, go ahead and take a breath in through the nose. Pause. Now, sniff in again. Exhale through your mouth. Just let that breath go. Good. Let's do it again. Inhale. Pause. Sniff. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Pause. Sniff. Exhale. Nice job. Okay. Once again, we're going to do that extended exhale. We'll call this long tail exhale, but we're going to begin by breathing in on a count of 5, out on a count of 5. Then we're going to switch to an in on a 4 count, out on a 6 count, in on a 3 count, out on a 7, and so on. So, with me, take an inhale now for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A fairly quick inhale for just 2 and 1. And now exhale and relax your body. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time. Inhale deeply and exhale for 10 seconds here. Just relax as you exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Allow your natural breathing to come back to you. Just observe the breath as you inhale. Feel the air coming in. As you exhale, feel the air going out. When you're ready, you can start to move your body. Maybe that's just a wiggle of the fingers. and then your toes. Maybe roll out your wrists, roll out your ankles, and gradually, gently, and slowly start to make your way back up to a seated position. I'm not going to mandate that you do that in any particular way, just that you make your way back up. Hopefully, you can feel the impact of a rebooted nervous system just by changing the way that we breathe, just by extending the exhale for longer than you're inhaling for, sends the message to your body to down regulate, to calm down. And that's exactly what we're going for with that reboot. So, just to wrap up, once again, recovery principles as we coach them here at Recal focus on the 3 R's: reoxygenate, reacidify, reboot. I hope that you enjoyed today's guided training session all about recovery. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the comment window on whatever platform that you're watching this live stream, this training session. I'll be happy to answer your questions. Of course, as always, you can get a hold of us on the Basecamp platform. If you're not already on Basecamp, please come join us. This is like a super cool non-Facebook social media type of platform for all of our mountain athletes here at Recal. As always, I want to thank you so much for joining me for today's guided coaching session. I look forward to seeing you again next time. Take care, everybody. Bye.